Hi. This is victim or villain, perhaps one and the same. I've been on a subject for a little while now in my own mind, so I want to share the lesson in the lesson because that one phrase obviously does not explain itself enough. You can take any scenario in life, from the mundane to the most vile acts of humanity. Step back and view them. You will always see the same thing. We live in a world of victims reacting as villains. No one views themselves as a villain. If they did, there would be no victims in this world. Some villains are victims from long, long ago, still living in their past, using their past as an excuse to be the victim and act out as a villain. Some victims are living in their emotions in the moment and react in defense of their feelings as a villain, neither ever seeing that they are the villain. They didn't know that they were the villain. The majority of the time, we don't understand or see how we affect other people. We can't feel the pain of others. We think that our innocent words or actions never harm. Then after the damage is done in someone's, let me turn the page, someone's eyes, they become the villain. We never take the time to see why they view us in that negative way. We just assume that they are the villain, and we retaliate in whatever form it flows through. Here is a mundane scenario. Two siblings, the eldest calls to the younger sibling. The elder gives directions for the younger sibling to follow that would benefit the younger sibling. The younger sibling ignores the instructions of the elder child. It doesn't matter if the younger one didn't hear it or was really just ignoring the elder. The elder child gets offended. His feelings and pride get hurt because his words were unheeded. Then the elder child becomes a victim in his own mind. Now the younger sibling has no idea that anything is going on. The elder child forces his will upon the younger sibling. He forces his sibling to listen. He forces his sibling to obey, therefore becoming the villain in the younger sibling's mind. So now they both see each other as the villain. Do you see the quandary here? Until they both can view the situation through each other's eyes, both will have disdain and resentment toward each other while they are in the victim state. In a harsh scenario, it is all the same. Different actions that cause a reaction from the blind, all caught up in their own selves and how they've been wronged, never seeing the other person's perspective. So, take this with you every moment of your life. Try to see what they see, how they could perceive themselves as a victim, even if it doesn't make sense to you. Try to understand their view of the situation anyway. This lesson will help you in every instance in life. If more of us could comprehend this and implement it into ourselves, our lives, there would be a lot less victims or villains. Okay, so that's the end of that one. But it's true, it is. And, the way I like to now look at it is, it doesn't matter if in any scenario, in any relationship, you can apply this, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's justified, right? It just matters that you can understand their point of view, you know? It doesn't matter if you would do it or if you think that they were right for doing that, because in their mind, it's justified, right? So it just matters that you can understand it, okay? And once you can understand their point of view on how they viewed that situation, then you can solve the problem, okay? So that's all that matters. Y'all can come to an agreement that way. And that's the only way we can truly come to an agreement and solve any problem with any other being, okay, is to understand their perspective, to understand how they felt that, you know. In here it talks about how we can't feel other people's pain, and that is the reality. You know, you might, for one scenario is someone hits you, okay? And they don't realize how hard they hit you, you know, because whenever their hand touches your body, their hand feels something different than what you experience, okay? So they never understand the pain that they inflicted. And that's a very simple way to think about it. You know, nobody understands. They don't understand how their words hurt you or how their physical harm hurts you, because they didn't experience it in the same way, you know. And most of the time people don't even pay attention to their words or their actions. You know, we really don't, because I'm not really sure why, but we don't, you know. And not really sure where I was going with this, but my point is try to understand each other, you know, and because really that's the only way we can forgive anybody and get along with people. That's really the only way, is to understand them and understand why they do what they do, you know, and because, you know, not being a victim is very important. And understanding somebody so you can forgive them, so you're no longer the victim, is really important, you know, because man, it sucks being a victim. And why? Why? You know, why be either one? You know, that's just a waste of life. So anyway, I'm probably going to cut that last bit out because it wasn't very helpful. All right, bye.